In the summer of 1969, mankind took a giant leap into the unknown, or did it? We're all familiar with the story, the stars and stripes planted on lunar soil, the iconic footprint etched into the moon's dusty surface. But what if there's more to this tale? What if the shimmering surface of the moon holds secrets, a narrative twisted by time and shrouded in mystery? Do you dare to question the official version of events? The truth, as they say, may be far stranger than fiction. Scene script. Rewind to the mid-20th century, a time of Cold War tension and fierce competition between two global superpowers. Picture this. The world is divided into two camps, each led by a superpower. The United States on one side, the Soviet Union on the other. The tension is palpable, the stakes astronomical. Not just a political or military race, but a race to conquer the final frontier, space. This was the space race, a neck-and-neck contest of technological prowess and national pride. The Soviets had taken an early lead, launching the first man-made satellite, Sputnik, and sending the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into space. The United States, not wanting to be left in the cosmic dust, made a bold claim. President John F. Kennedy promised that before the decade was out, an American would walk on the moon. But why the moon? The answer lies in the immense symbolic value of this celestial body. To land a man on the moon was to claim victory over the heavens themselves. It was a goal that would demand the utmost from American science, industry, and courage. Yet the clock was ticking. The end of the 60s was fast approaching. The United States was under enormous pressure to deliver on its promise. The stakes were high, the pressure immense. The perfect recipe for a conspiracy, perhaps. On July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 launched from Earth, bound for the moon. This was a pivotal moment in human history, the culmination of years of relentless effort and unparalleled ingenuity. The mission was not just a journey to our celestial neighbor, but a testament to the indomitable spirit of exploration that defines us as a species. The mission's timeline is as intricate as it is fascinating. The Saturn V rocket, the most powerful machine ever built, roared into the sky from Kennedy Space Center, Florida. On board were 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Armstrong and Aldrin were destined to walk on the moon, while Collins would orbit above, keeping a solitary vigil in the command module. 4 days later, on July 20th, the Lunar module, affectionately named Eagle, separated from the command module, and Armstrong and Aldrin began their descent to the lunar surface. Armstrong's words, "The Eagle has landed," marked the end of a perilous journey and the beginning of an unprecedented exploration. The world held its breath as Armstrong descended the ladder and with a small step made a giant leap for mankind. Aldrin soon followed, and for a brief moment 2 humans walked on an alien world, planting the American flag and conducting experiments that would deepen our understanding of the moon. Meanwhile, Collins continued his solitary orbit, a vital link between the moonwalkers and mission control back on Earth. After nearly a day on the lunar surface, Armstrong and Aldrin returned to the command module, and the 3 astronauts began their journey home, splashing down in the Pacific Ocean on July the 24th. This was the official narrative, a triumphant moment for all of mankind. The moon landing represented a victory in the space race and a significant advancement in human achievement. It was a moment that united the world, that made us look to the stars and dream of what might be possible. A triumphant moment for all of mankind. But was it all just an elaborate ruse? As we delve deeper into the Apollo 11 mission, we'll uncover questions that have lingered for more than 5 decades. The stage is set. Let's unravel the mystery. Now let us delve into the shadows, the world of whispers and secrets. Welcome to the enigma that has had skeptics raising eyebrows for over 5 decades, the moon landing conspiracy theory. Let's start with one of the most iconic images of the 20th century, the American flag on the moon's surface. It's a symbol of triumph and achievement. But wait, isn't there something peculiar about that flag? It appears to be waving, fluttering in the breeze. But how can that be? There's no atmosphere on the moon, no wind to make a flag flutter. Skeptics argue that this anomaly points to a possible fabrication, a staged scene here on Earth. Next, let's turn our gaze to the stars, or rather, the lack thereof. The moon landing photos, in all their glory, seem to be missing a key element of the cosmic landscape. The stars, the vast infinite expanse of space, the twinkling constellations, the distant galaxies, all absent from the Apollo 11 photographs. Skeptics claim this is a glaring omission, an oversight in an otherwise meticulously planned operation. Could this be another piece of the puzzle pointing towards a grand conspiracy? And then there's the Van Allen radiation belts. These belts are regions of intense radiation surrounding our planet, a lethal obstacle for any astronaut venturing into space. They are named after physicist James Van Allen, who discovered them in the 1950s. Now, the Apollo missions required the astronauts to pass through these belts, not once, but twice. Yet, they reported no significant health issues related to radiation exposure. Skeptics question how the astronauts survived this potentially deadly journey without suffering from severe radiation sickness. But it's not just about the physical evidence. Conspiracy theorists also point towards the intense pressure of the space race, a geopolitical battle between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Could the moon landing have been a well-orchestrated hoax to claim victory in this race? The theorists suggest that the United States, desperate to win, may have resorted to deception on a global scale. But before we get lost in the labyrinth of conspiracy, let's remember, these are theories, propositions yet to be proven. Skeptics and believers alike continue to debate, to dissect every detail, every anomaly, in a quest for the truth. Curious, isn't it? An event of such magnitude shrouded in such uncertainty. As we journey further into the realm of counter-arguments and enduring mysteries, keep an open mind. Reality, after all, can sometimes be stranger than fiction. Scene script. Of course, every theory has its detractors, and this one is no different. Let's dive into the counter-arguments. The voices of experts ring loud in the face of these theories, presenting a wealth of evidence that supports the veracity of the moon landing. Their arguments are grounded in solid science and supported by modern technology, which they use to explain the apparent anomalies in the moon landing evidence. First up, let's talk about the flag. Conspiracy theorists argue that the American flag planted by the astronauts rippled in the moon's windless environment. However, experts explain that the rippling effect was caused by the twisting motion the astronauts used to plant the flagpole into the lunar soil. Once set in motion, the flag continued to ripple due to the moon's lack of air resistance. Next, the claim of missing stars in the photographs. Experts argue that the stars were, in fact, present but simply not visible in the photos. The astronauts' camera settings, designed to capture the bright lunar surface under direct sunlight, were not sensitive enough to pick up the faint starlight. Then there's the argument about the Van Allen radiation belts. Skeptics claim that the astronauts could not have survived passing through these belts of intense radiation. But experts explain that the fast-moving Apollo spacecraft would have passed through the belts in a matter of hours, minimizing exposure and keeping the radiation levels well within safe limits. Lastly, the shadows. Conspiracy theorists point out that the shadows in the moon landing photos are inconsistent, suggesting multiple light sources. However, experts counter this by explaining that the uneven lunar surface and the reflective properties of moon dust can distort shadows, making them appear to fall in different directions. These counter-arguments are not mere conjecture. They are backed by detailed scientific explanations and findings, painting a picture that is hard to ignore. So, who do we believe, the skeptics or the experts? Over half a century later, the debate rages on. The moon landing conspiracy theory, a steadfast enigma, continues to captivate the public imagination. It's a tale that has been spun into the fabric of our collective consciousness, a mystery that seems to become even more enthralling with each passing year. Despite the numerous attempts to debunk it, the theory endures, perpetuated by a potent mix of skepticism, fascination, and the allure of the unknown. It's a testament to the captivating power of a good story, a narrative that transcends simple facts and figures. This enduring mystery is not just about whether we went to the moon. It's about the very nature of truth and belief, about the lines that blur between fact and fiction. It's a conversation that invites us all to question, to ponder, and to wonder. In the end, perhaps the only certainty is uncertainty itself. The moon landing, a giant leap for mankind, or the greatest hoax of the 20th century. You decide.